Hello everyone and welcome to the Common Corner. I am here on an unusual day. It is a Saturday instead of my usual Sunday sit down since I am about to leave to go to the airport to travel to my home country, Finland. So at the moment it is Saturday 12:30 p.m. The airport kind of journey start at 1, so I have about 20 minutes or so before I need to kind of tune off, so to say. But I have some very important thoughts that I wanted to share with you, well, at least important to me, and I also don't want to have such a big break from chatting with you since I will be in Finland for a total of 10 days. My plan for that is that you'll see this video tomorrow on the usual Sunday, but you know, it's just the Elle from the past that is chatting to you. Oh yes, by the way, if you haven't met me before, my name is Elle. I'm the person behind the Common Corner, just to introduce myself again. But yes, you'll see this video on Sunday, and then the following Sunday I will still be in Finland, but I'm actually planning on doing a little video with my sisters. Some of you might know that I started this channel for my sisters originally to tell them about my journaling practice, and it was kind of like their birthday gift for me to like make a few videos for them that they can watch when they journal. This was back in January, and I actually haven't seen my sisters since then. The last time that I saw them was in December when I went back home for Christmas. So it has been quite a while, and I thought that it would be so appropriate to bring their thoughts and their journals onto this channel, because they are the people that I started this channel for. So that will be most likely next Sunday's video. I don't know if the video is going to be on time. That will depend on many factors, but that will be the video that follows this one. Today, I wanted to, first of all, give you some of my 2025 thoughts. I did not expect to start thinking about 2025 this early in the year. I know that a lot of people are doing that, but I was like, I don't have any thoughts on how I'm gonna, like, what system I'm gonna use, because I have been so settled in this system that I don't think I was gonna change. So hence there wasn't much to think about. But there's a few factors that have changed that. First of all, the fourth academic year or fourth year of medical school is coming towards me very, very soon. I'm starting back there in just a few weeks, back in medical school. So that was one thought. And the nature of that academic year is very different from the previous ones. That's the second thought. And also the new Hobonichi previews have also given me some thoughts. So we'll run through those first. I'll let you know how exactly I'm addressing those kind of newly risen needs, journaling needs or planning needs more like. And then, of course, as per usual, I'll take you through the pages of the last week and what I've been up to. But I do apologize in advance for the slight feeling of hurry maybe in this video, because I do have a time limit this time around. But I hope that you'll be okay with that. Yes, okay, so without further ado, let's get going with the first aspect of 2025 thoughts. As you know, if you have seen any of my other videos, I am thoroughly in love with my Hobonichi Cousin Avec system, I should say, because I'm not only in love with this book, but I'm also in love with the other two Hobonichi Cousin Avecs that I have been using in the past. So I have been now in the Avec. Actually, in just 2 days, it will be a full year of me in the Avec, because I found out about Hobonichi as a company just over a year ago. I ordered my second half of the year Avec for 2023, started using it, used it every single day, and it kind of transformed my life, to not even be dramatic or anything. Of course, I then ordered my next set of Avecs for 2024, and here we are. The 12th of August last year was the first day that I used the Avec system. So we're almost a year, and I still have no complaints, literally nothing to, like no notes at all. This system is so versatile, and I can change and evolve within it, that I don't think I can ever see myself coming out of this book as my main book, as my one book of kind of mostly everything. But as a person with kind of multiple aspects to my life, with multiple needs, there's simply not enough pages actually in this book for it to address them all. That's why I've recently, well, not even recently, but I do have a commonplace book, which I should show here. A commonplace book, as well as a journal, like kind of extra journal pages in case I run out of page space here. That system is kind of evolving slightly, and once I finalized it, I will let you know. But I think the commonplace book, as an additional book to my Hobonichi Cousin avec, will be staying the same, which is in the memo pads of the Hobonichi. Okay, anyway, that's beyond the scope of today's video to start going through all of my thoughts regarding my system and how I would like to tweak it just a bit to make sure that everything works well with this book, which is kind of the center of everything. Imagine is that this book is the sun, and all of the other things around it is our solar system, is the planets. Even though I don't use, is it 8 planets now? I want to say it's 8 planets. Even though I don't use 8 books in total in addition to this. Anyway, okay. See, like a time limit rarely works for me because I like to chat and I like to ramble as well. All right. So my system for 2025, of course, will still be within this avec, but as I mentioned, as my academic year is going to be a bit different for the upcoming year, I wanted to address that and make sure that my needs are being met from that perspective. To preview that, I want to say that the last academic year has been the best one of my life. It's been the one that I've had a analog system that has worked most consistently for me and has addressed my needs. And it's the first year that I've truly been able to have my book, you know, serve my needs rather than the other way around, which is just something that I've been saying ever since I found out about the Hobonichi, and I felt like this was the first book that was truly serving me rather than the other way around. And that was really the key to a daily journaling habit, I must say. So yes, so I do firmly believe that the analog life was a big contributor to my success in the past academic year. But of course there were some there's things to improve. Definitely there's definitely things that I could improve in terms of my academic planning, and that's just something that I have been thinking about a lot, because even in these summer months when I'm not doing anything related to academia and I'm only doing a couple of work days per week, these pages are still full, which means that it's going to have, I'm going to have a lot of hard times when I'm trying to like fit in all of the planning that is going to come with the next academic year into the same book. So I've been thinking, okay, previously I had like a little workbook, which was also one of those Hobonichi memo pads that I just showed to you, which I had just slot at the back here. But because they are just empty pages, I found that my planning wasn't super, like, first of all, it wasn't super concise. It was spread over multiple pages and I had a hard time finding everything. Secondly, I think the big pages were like a bit like difficult because like I needed to use like one topic for one page, but then that page often wouldn't get filled up, so I would use another topic to fill the page, and it just got very messy. And of course it's not dated, so that was another thing. But I also don't have enough space to do my academic planning in here. As in, when I talk about academic planning, I'm talking about breaking down an essay into like 20 different smaller tasks, or making sure that I'm doing all the other things that my course requires me to do. So I don't have space to do that here because I'm using already my weekly pages to schedule my life. I'll show you this was my last week of university, and you can see here that like all of these pages are already filled up. There's no space for me to do any extra kind of planning of my tasks for academic life, basically. I was doing that a little bit here, but these are just my daily tasks. So anyway, there was a gap in the way that this book was serving me, basically, and I tried to fill that with the memo pad. But I think that if there's an answer to a problem, I should take that answer. And I found that when I was looking at the Hobonichi's new releases in this August kind of preview time, and I realized that I've never even thought about the fact of using the Hobonichi Weeks. And I realized that, and I did kind of thorough research on it, and I realized that this might very much be the system for my kind of, well, not the system, but it might be the extra book that I need. It would fit perfectly in this pocket here, given that I keep using the same cover. That might also change, but I am pretty attached to this cover, so I'm about 50% certain that I'm gonna keep it. 55, I should say. So it can fit into this cover, the Weeks, and I can carry it along with me here. But then I can also take it out when I'm in lectures where we have very small tables, where I wouldn't have space for this book alongside my laptop. So there was a lot of benefits to the size, in addition to it having weekly pages, with a notes page next to the week, plus notes pages at the back. And I was like, wait a minute, this is answering to every need that I was actually having. Why not give it a try? However, I was like, okay, I don't want to plan to get a Weeks in 2025 if I don't know that the system works for me for sure. So I looked online and tried to find a Weeks for a really good price from this year, and surprise surprise, I found a Weeks book, a beautiful Weeks book, might I add, for a very, very good price. Because obviously it's from this year and it already has some pages that you can't really use. So yes, I will now direct you back to myself from yesterday evening when I did the unboxing of this beautiful journal, because I simply just couldn't wait until today and I wanted to start kind of setting it up and seeing how those pages feel. So I will now direct you to there, and I will see you afterwards with how I've kind of done some very minor setups to that book, and then we'll also go through my daily pages of my avec. Okay, see you afterwards. So let's open this up and do the unboxing that I came here to do. I did not mean to yap for such a long time. Okay, because I really do enjoy unboxing styled videos when people are getting something they've wanted or thought about, and they are getting to interact with it for the first time. It's really interesting to see if that item was something they expected it to be. Is it actually going to fulfill their needs, and so on. So, okay, I will be keeping this, of course, and archiving it in some way. Ooh, this is really interesting. Okay, here is the Life is Present Normal leaflet, and I'm actually really happy to get another one of these. Of course, one came with my avec books earlier in the year, but I'm really happy to get another one of these because I completely cut mine up and pasted all of these pictures. But I really like it as a leaflet, so I'm really happy to now have another one of them. Just a good plus, I would say. Okay, it's extremely small. Okay, I don't think that came as a surprise to anyone, but it is very small and very thin. Somehow, like, even when I'm holding it now without the plastic cover, it feels even smaller. The texture of it is wonderful though. It feels very like, kind of, imagine that there's like smoothly sanded cardboard. That's the kind of texture it has. And I really enjoy the gingham pattern here. So kind of these cross things. And finally, one thing that I just must note is that, sorry about the sounds in the background. Yes, is that it's black with silver detailing. I think I will forever be a black and silver person. It just suits my style. Right now I'm actually wearing a black t-shirt, black trousers, and silver jewelry, so I think that says everything I need to say. I do want to do a little like DIY to maybe put a red string around it to match my traveler's cover, which I have just here, and I have a silver detailed charm here from a dear friend of mine. So imagine if this then had like a red detail and I could kind of carry them on like this. I think that would just be very neat. Okay, so this is then the cover. I've never had a Hobonichi cover before as well. I'm currently using a very beat up cover from a Muji notebook that I had like 2 years ago. And I've just kept using the same one because it works. So I've always had the thing of like, don't fix what isn't broken. But this was only £3 from where I got this book from as well. So that's a pretty, I thought that's a good protective cover for this. Although I do really like the paper texture here. And I have just seen here at the back, it also comes with a sticker. Like, I assume that this is like a thing you can stick on, and yeah. And it acts as like a little pouch, extra pouch. That's wonderful. I really, really enjoy that. I'll have to think where I put that or if I use it. Okay, let's do this very loud opening now. Ooh. Ooh, it's very shiny. I thought it was gonna be more like this matte, but that's okay. I wonder what this is for. If anyone knows what this thing here is for, let me know. It doesn't seem to open in any way. Oh, I don't want to break it by accident. But yes, okay. While this book is still very nice and clean, let's slot it in, and then I'm gonna look through the inside of it. Wow, this texture is beautiful. Okay, I'm actually really starting to enjoy this as a potential for my academic scheming book. All right, let's see if we can slot this in here. There's just so much that I would like to talk to you, because there's a lot of thoughts that I'm having about the new Hobonichi releases and their covers and such. So a lot of thoughts on that, and I don't know how I feel about this actually. This this rubber texture. I actually didn't realize that it would feel this slippery. Maybe I'll grow to like it. I'll have to see though. Luckily it wasn't very expensive. I can pass it down to someone who needs it if I don't end up liking it. What I might actually do, well, okay, let's not get ahead of myself. I will hold on to it for now. And I'll just slot this at the back. There we go. What was I about to say? I think I have forgotten. I think overall, just I kind of get it now. I haven't even opened it because I'm kind of nervous, but yeah. So my plan is to indeed cut out these things. Wow, this is very beautiful. Okay. I think it just might work so perfectly for what I'm thinking to use it for. Did I just see a bookmark? No, I don't think so. I did. Oh, it has bookmarks. That's really wonderful. I'm definitely gonna like hot iron these to be straight, but that's very nice actually. I don't usually use bookmarks for literally these kind of planners. When I lived in the US, I went to the schools that would always give you a free like school planner, and they always had bookmarks, and I always used them to mark where the notes pages were and where in the week I was. So that's really nice. Yes, I think the cooking is intensifying, and we are about to eat a late dinner before our long day tomorrow. But it feels very silly to be flipping through these pages, because it's just so small, and I'm very much not used to it. Like, let's show my avec as comparison. Like, this avec looks like a happy little monster compared to this one. And I was also a bit worried about the cream colored paper, but I don't think it's gonna be a problem. Okay, I'll catch you tomorrow with some other thoughts that I have been having, and let's do a catch up on my daily pages then as well. But I hope that you'll be welcoming this book into my lineup as happily as I am, because it's really going to be addressing a big need that I will have for the upcoming academic year. All right, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye. Hello, welcome back from yesterday to today. I hope that you enjoyed that unboxing and my first thoughts when it comes to the beautiful, beautiful Black Gingham Hobonichi Weeks for 2024 Spring Start. All right, and here it is. There's a small change right away that you can see. I've added this beautiful business card that I've gotten a few years ago from an artist that I now can't see because it's at the back, that I've had with my traveler's notebook cover, in which I carry all of my stationery. So I've had that there because I just love it and it looks so beautiful. But I realized that what works better than kind of this business card that has a hand holding a clock, kind of signifying the passage of time and the passage of time, the process of time management, I should say. And yes, okay. I mean, this is going to be an academic and work planner where time management is key. So I think this is a very nice and gentle reminder of that. But it also will remind me of the fact that I can work in a way that is smart rather than hard. Of course, I think by nature I work hard. I like putting my effort into things, but also sometimes I might take that a bit further and work a bit too much. So this is just reminding me that time is not infinite in a human's life, and that I can choose how I use my time. Okay, so I think I am going to keep that in there. I would like to add a red detail somewhere in here, just because I just love the way that black and red kind of go together, and I have that in quite a lot of my books. I have this little red pencil loop here, as well as you might notice, there's red always together with black ink on my pages as well. So that's what I've done on the front cover here. On the inside, the very first page, I finally found the perfect use for my good friend, the Groke. So I have put one of my favorite Moomin stickers on the inside of this. So she's gonna be my companion for this academic year, and as you now know, this is a spring start, so this is going to last me all the way until next April, I think. And then I can of course get a new one if this system has continued to work for me. You might know that I am quite a stubborn person, and I think that helps me stick with my systems. So because of that, I kind of have full confidence that this is going to work for me, because I've done my research and I know myself, and I know that the way that my brain works, I just know that this is going to be a beautiful companion to my main book. That's why I also like that this is a lot smaller. The one issue that I've been having with the Commonplace book, as well as the Hobonichi Diary, which were my companion books at the back, very thin Hobonichi memo pads, but still they were the A5 size, and sometimes it just made me feel a bit weird that I'm working in another A5 book alongside this one, because then it made me, like, every time I would work on my Commonplace book, I feel a bit distant from this book. Yeah, there's a lot of thoughts that I have on that one, but the thing I really like about this one, where it literally feels like a perfect companion book, is because it's a small one. And like I mentioned earlier, it fits in here just perfectly. And I can take it out very easily when I am, for example, at uni, or I'm in the hospital and I need to check time states, or I need to check my plans for my big project or dissertation, etc. Okay, so yes, and here we have the Groke. The only problem here is that I think it's like a very thick vinyl sticker, so I need to find a way to stick these down, because this beautiful paper here is kind of like a washy texture, which means that stickers don't stick to it quite well. So that's one thing that I need to just fix here, but just the color of the Groke and then the black gingham, it just adds something that I really enjoy, and I just feel really nice to know that she'll be there kind of accompanying me all the time. She's chasing a butterfly, and I want to put a little thought bubble here, and it says something about like the academic life. Yes. And then the other ways that I have slightly customized this book, and I hope that no one will get a heart attack when they find out about this. Here we have March. And here we have August. I have cut out all of the months in between and put a little bit of washi there to make it a bit more seamless, so that I wouldn't have all of these weird extra pages in between, just here, you know, floating around. I might even glue this to this one so that then we have a direct start to August when we flip from the yearly view to here. But I don't like extra pages. However, I will be utilizing all of those extra pages, and I have a plan for them already. You'll see that later on. But trust me, those pages that I've taken out will be utilized. Of course, in addition to me taking out the months, I have taken out the weeks that have passed already in this book. It is a spring start. It starts in April or even March, I might say. So yes, so here we have 2025 April, but I think with the book that you get, actually no, yes, exactly. So the next book already starts in March with the monthly view, so it's okay that I only have half of the April for next year, because I already have a new weeks using at that point. And here we start then the weekly pages. They start directly from August, which means that I have very carefully taken out all of the weekly pages all the way from March until now, or April until now. I'm not sure now which month the weekly pages start in, so that we can start directly from Monday, which is this upcoming Monday. But I doubt that I'll be using this much because I won't be working next week and I won't be doing any academic stuff, but I just want to have it here so that I can kind of plan out how I can start using it the following week when I'm back in London and back working. So yes, and of course there's a plan already also for these pages that I've taken out. Finally, we have the notes section at the back, which I have already started to use for my tutoring work, some like to-do list and admin stuff, and I plan on making a little cover page for it here as well, because of course, even if this is purely used for work, it's not my creative zone in any way, or at least I don't think it will be very creative in any way, but I will be making it a fun experience to use. Because of that, I do want to have little decorations here and there so that it is a book that I look forward to seeing, even if what is inside is just academia and work. So yeah, that is a very brief summary of how I made the changes to the book and how it will be working for me. It will be kept here when I'm kind of transporting it around with me. Actually, I want to take these things out because I'm not taking them with me to Finland, these two things. So yeah, but I will be taking this with me to Finland just so I can kind of get comfortable with it. There we go. And it doesn't kind of make any change to how I write in the book as well, if I don't want to take it out for some reason. Okay, thanks for listening to that. I'll keep you tuned in to how I find it. And yes, okay. I need to remind myself that I have about 5 minutes left. So let's go through the pages of the last week. I believe you've seen the, actually, yeah. So I had some backfilling to do. So you haven't seen the things that I backfilled. I think it was these 2 pages mostly that were completely empty. So I've just backfilled this bit here, which was really nice. That was the last Sunday of the previous Common Corner. And then the next day, I was just completely busy doing 3 different things, seeing 3 different people, but it was a wonderful summer's day. So I have 2 photos here from the day, and I've just decorated in the way that is very light and summery. And I really like the way that I do these backfilled logbooks. I think they will look really nice and they really work for me. I do have a video on how to backfill your Hobonichi daily pages from a few months ago, where I talked through how exactly I formulated this system. Then you've seen this bit, I think, where I did this collaging with a Manomake event in London. Highly recommend their events if you are in London. I think they host them every month. Manomake. Then I have backfilled this bit and added a photo of my previous comment corner, which I think you might have seen, perhaps. Yes, because we stuck this photo in together last week. And then the current mess of this house when we're still getting everything together. Then I've done some backfilling over here, and I remember pasting this photo with you in here. Then this one is not backfilled, but I do like showing and mentioning this time around that this is the layout of our living room and kitchen and balcony. And then we also have one extra bedroom around here and one kind of storage room and the bathroom, but those are not shown here. I do want to make a proper floor plan of the whole place and share it, because I didn't draw this, my partner drew it. He studied architecture before, so he has quite a good eye for these things. But I do really want to share the whole floor plan because I think it looks really beautiful somehow. I really like it. Okay, I think from here onwards we are into the new pages. So you've seen how my comment corner is looking like now. There still isn't a lot of extra developments happening in this area because it's just been an incredibly busy week, doing a lot of admin things, working every day, and getting ready to go to Finland. Yeah, so that was my Monday, and I haven't done a lot of backfilling ever since then because I've just had more time to sit down and journal, which I have absolutely been loving. I have some thoughts on this new home and how it feels and how much better I'm sleeping here, which is just, I thought I was sleeping well before, but just there's something different here. I fall asleep within like 15 minutes very easily, very calmly. I sleep through the entire night and I wake up at very regular times just without any alarm. And I just absolutely love that. Here are some thoughts on my relationship, I think, and how grateful I have been for it these days, especially now that it's kind of changing a bit as we're living together. And then I started to have my thoughts. I started to have my thoughts on the new releases from Hobonichi, especially the weeks, and I did a bit of kind of thinking about it here until I realized that I do need to get one to test it out, and I don't want to pay the full price for the weeks unless I know that it's going to work for me, which I already know it will kind of, but that's why I end up getting one already now, and I'm very pleased with that decision. As you might notice here, there's a slight change to how this is looking as well as this box, and I've been using like a water brush to blur the lines of my fountain pen. So both the brown and the black is a fountain pen, so I've been able to do like a bit of shading with that, with the water brush, and I think it looks beautiful, and I will be doing that in the future as well. I did drip some water on this page though, so here, and here, like you can see that there's some smudges because of course this ink is not waterproof. The next day was a wonderful day, but it still needs some filling because we got our furniture delivered. I had a long work day, but I also got my first ever red ink as well as the Hobonichi Weeks Spring Start 2024. So there was just a lot that happened yesterday, and on top of it, of course, I was preparing to go to Finland. This ink, I need to talk about it another time, but you should know that I finally, at last, have a red ink. It was not an expensive red ink. It's nothing extremely special. I'm not 100% satisfied with it because I'm very picky about my red inks. Well, this is my first one, but I am picky about my shades because I've been using this, like what you can see here, this red Muji pen for like 2-3 years now. So I'm looking for a fountain pen ink that is similar to that, but maybe slightly darker. And I thought that this would be it, but it's just, it has this pinkish undertone that I'm not the hugest fan of. But I think it's a very nice ink to use for now, for sure. So yes, that was yesterday, and I've also pasted in this photo from the new Hobonichi release because I thought it was just beautiful. It's kind of showing how tasty the new cover looks like with this beautiful dessert table setup. And I thought it was just wonderful, so I've added that here. And here we are the next day. One thing I must say about the ink is that there's absolutely no bleed through, even though I did a massive swatch of it here, but there's absolutely no bleed. So that's good. But I think I also have the Hobonichi Tomo River paper to thank for that. Okay, those are my pages. I will be now off to Finland. I am almost on time. I've just chatted a couple minutes over time, and I will be filming my visit to the Moomin store, and I will be filming a little video with my sisters, who were the original inspiration for this channel. So I hope that you look forward to that. I will see you then, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a calm rest of your day. Have an intuitive and intentional rest of your day. Bye bye.